Red flags in relationships. Oh, especially early on. If you catch them early, you're okay. But if you're an idiot like me, right, you'll miss some of those cues. Now, if you're a long-time fan of the Unemployable Counselor channel, and come on, let's be honest with you, of course you are. About a year ago, I made 2 videos, and they're still up, and they still have links, and you can still watch them. One was called Red Flags in Dating. The other was called, creatively enough, Red Flags in Dating 2. And if you hear that in the background, that's Mr. Biggs, The Next to Be With You, which was like when I was in my late teens, early 20s, that song could flood the Sahara. Anyways, but anywho, red flags in dating. So I got thinking about it. I'm like, okay, the one we did back then, I talked a lot, some experiences, right? Like clingy, like what's clingy? What do you consider clingy? That kind of stuff. And some experience I had, we're looking back on it, I still think it was kind of weird, and I stand by my decisions. But there's that, there's that gap where it's like, have I learned anything? And I think I have, because, my kid sent me something today, and she goes, oh, this is you. And it was this person going, what do you mean? All I want is someone who will leave me alone, be there when I want to talk to them, don't invade my space, you know what I mean? Don't disrupt anything about my life, and basically only be there when I want something. It's like, well, that's not all true. I think too that it's a matter of timing sometimes. But anyways, the last year for me has been a kind of an eye-opener because, I got a good job that I love. Like, I really like this job. I really like the people I work with, right? I'm, part of a team that I really have a lot of respect for. And I like that, and I find so professionally I'm doing good, right? My dog's good, right? My kids are good, all those factors. But as I said in the previous videos, which you really should watch at the links that I'll post, you start looking at, okay, well, is there anything I need? Well, it's like, yeah, there'd be some things that would be kind of nice to have. But at the same time, it's like, do you really want them? Is it the idea of it? Because you got to be happy by yourself. And I'm kind of happy by myself in the sense where it's like, I don't really have to explain to anybody what I'm doing. If I want to make a broccoli casserole at midnight, I'll do that. Which I did, actually, a couple weeks ago. Check out that video. There's a freedom. And I'm not saying you lose freedom when you get into a relationship, but you lose freedom when you get into a relationship. Things change. The dynamic changes. But as I get older, I'm realizing, okay, when you're younger, you find someone, you fall in love. Oh, now it's an air supply plan. You fall in love, right? You move in together. You start accumulating stuff together. You start, maybe you combine your bank accounts. Don't do that, kids. But if you do that, then all of a sudden you're more intertwined. But when you're at my age, where you're done with all that stuff, you're probably retired from having babies, even though the train still makes all its stops. Right? Or, they're divorced, their kids are gone, you own your own property, you have a car, right? As nice or not nice, doesn't matter. You have a vehicle. And then it's like, okay, you got your stuff. I got my stuff. If we go somewhere, we'll probably pay for our own stuff. Right? Or it's like, oh, I'll pay for this trip. You pay for the next trip. Or I don't know, I'm going trips, but it could be like suppers or whatever. Right? You do that. But it's not like, oh, let's put our bank accounts together. So when we break up, right, you can burn me at the stake like a 15th century witch, right? Like, that's not something anybody wants. So it's just, you got to be kind of smart about it. And she doesn't want that, or he doesn't want that either, right? Because the idea is is you find someone you got interest in, There's mutual attraction. Everyone wants to be there. It's consensual. You know, you go out, you do the odd thing together, right? You know? Yeah. I was thinking of something witty to say, but I kind of don't want this to get kicked off YouTube just yet. But that's what I mean, though. It's like you can do those things. But in the last year, like, even for myself, I think, you know, I've been on a few dates here and there, and I mean, I've met some really good people through that. You know, but it's like there's still a bit of a barrier where it's like I kind of like the way my life is, and I think you hit that point too where a lot of the emphasis when you're young is you gotta be with someone, you gotta, you know, or at least it used to be, you gotta get married, you have kids, you do whatever, right? Like there's that idea, that nuclear family, which isn't even a fucking thing, but you get this idea in your head of the way things are supposed to be because that's the colonial version, the normalized, look, this is society. Doesn't work that way. People get divorced, right? I think divorce rates weren't as high 60 years ago because back then there's no way, you know, it was either death or or that's the only way they were apart, people, you know what I mean? Like back then it was different. And I think it's because number one, there wasn't the type of electronic world it is now. But I also think too that, you know, people have to have an open mind and an open heart to a lot of that stuff. They do. Right? If you have failed marriages or whatever, it doesn't mean that, you know, there's not someone out there for you. It really isn't. Doesn't. Right? It's just one of those kind of moments where you start looking, it's like, okay, like I wanted to re-examine clingy, because I always thought clingy was like, okay, look, if you're showing up at my house at 11 o'clock at night with a plaque, true story, right? Right, like with, you know, like love declarations on it. That to me is a little much. And then it's like you think, well, is this like the, you know, those 1980s movies? Now it's Oasis, right? It's like these 80s movies. You stand out there with your boombox playing, or, you know, you're like doing a big love declaration at the window. Like, if that happened in real life, would that be like endearing, or would it be like, you fucking lunatic, get off my lawn, right? Like, what if your daughter was like 19, still at home sleeping, and then some guy's yelling as a dad? You'd have to go out there and kick his ass. I think that's just like, you'd have to. But I mean, like, for someone to do that, like at my age, it would be like, who's the fucking creep on the lawn? You know what I mean? In the trench coat with the boombox, it's like, okay, right? Anyways, I find that, like, I'm starting to see the clingy part, and I mean, there's people need to be themselves and then come together and be great together, but they're still themselves. You know what I mean? You shouldn't end because you're dating this person, and they shouldn't end because they're dating you. The idea is you bring both that stuff to the party, and then you build stuff up together. Whether you stay together or not, or, you know, whether it's just for, you know, quick ride on the, you know, whatever. Yeah. These are getting weirder. But no, it's just like, that's the way I kind of look at it. Like, that's what's so, it's kind of tough, because with everything being online, and like, you don't get a chance to kind of get to know people. Everything is just so quick, and you know, I was reading a study about Tinder where it was like, it's going off people's basic instincts just by going, but it also is limiting their ability to want to learn more about things, not even partners, because they're just looking at, no, they don't like, it's in their head, they're already off. And I thought, okay, well, first off, if you're talking about that as conditioned behavior, right, conditioning, How often would you be on there Tinder doing that? Like, fuck, you'd be like, that's millions. If you think about it over like a year period. I'm not a math man. I'm a song and dance man. No, I'm a wordsmith. But I would like to find that out. Said a lot tonight. This is really off the cuff. I was just thinking about that video I did last year, and I'm like, man, have I learned anything this year? And I'm like, probably not. I met a lot of good people. Really good people. And, it's like I'm rebuilding things. Because, I think I'm back. Well, I know I'm back. But, I mean, and I don't know if that's a piece I need yet. And I think that's why I'm so, oh, man. No one's worse than me at, fading into the hedge and stuff. But it's just, some of that stuff's kind of difficult. Like I said, you have people dropping a plaque on, which is kind of, you think back on it, it's kind of neat, man. Or, one was dressed like the big comfy couch clown. Yeah, maybe I should wrap this up for the night. That might be a good way to end it. On a cliffhanger. Who am I kidding? No one watches these anyway. It's pretty good. I got my apprentice is out walking around tonight because it's Friday night. There's no school tomorrow. What do you say? Ah! All right. You're out of the will. All right. You guys have a great night tonight.